Does OCD make you feel disgusted by things? We're going to talk about what that is and how to deal with it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels, and I'm a child therapist and make videos for kids with anxiety and OCD. Today I want to talk to you about the secret weapon that OCD uses against many kids, and that is the feeling of disgust. A lot of times people get tripped up on this because they think that OCD has to give you a fear. What is the fear? And sometimes kids will say, I don't have a fear. I just have a feeling. And a lot of times OCD will be more of a feeling than a fear. But the fear is, what if I have this feeling forever? What if I feel disgusted forever? Or what if I see something and I feel disgusted? So I want to avoid what I see. And that can be an OCD compulsion. So people get disgusted by a lot of different things, but it can impact what they're eating. It can impact their relationships with people, because whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is, OCD will say, ew, that's disgusting. That's how it starts, with an intrusive thought that says, ew, that's disgusting. And it might be something that disgusts other people, or it may not. It might be something that everybody else is fine with, and you're like, ew, that is so disgusting. And people don't get it. They don't know why that's disgusting to you. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense to other people. The point is that you're overwhelmed with that fear that you're going to be disgusted. And so when you have OCD, and this is what separates you from someone who doesn't have OCD, is you take that fear of being disgusted and you start to avoid. So you might start to avoid certain foods that you're eating, or you might stop eating something if you start to feel overly disgusted. You might start avoiding looking at someone, or avoid going some places, or avoid doing certain things in fear that you're going to come across a thing that kind of provokes that feeling of disgust. Now, the tricky part is that the way that you work against OCD is you poke back. And the way that you poke back is you learn how to tolerate that feeling of disgust. And sometimes that's really tricky for people because nobody wants to feel disgusted. It can make you feel sick to your stomach. But the way to beat OCD is to lean into it, to poke back at it, to bully it back and say, this disgusts you? Okay, well, I'm going to be around it more often. You're telling me not to do that? Okay, I'm going to do it. And you might have to do it in small little baby steps, and that's okay. But the more you avoid, the more you're partnering with your OCD. And the more you lean into it and you say, okay, I'm going to tolerate this disgust. And guess what happens? Eventually your brain can't tell you it's disgusting anymore. So you see something and you're like, ugh. And your OCD's like, that's disgusting, don't look, don't do anything. And you're like, still looking, I'm still looking. And your OCD's like, stop looking, that's disgusting. Ew, we're so disgusted. And you're like, still looking, I'm still looking. And then your OCD's like, can you just stop? And you're like, I'm still looking. Eventually your OCD, like a toddler who's having a tantrum, will eventually fizzle out. And your OCD will be like, okay, it's disgusting. And you're like, I'm still looking. Disgusting? Still looking. Disgusting. Still looking. All right, fine. I give up. It takes a while, but when you learn how to tolerate disgust, you're no longer a hostage to OCD. So just like you jump into cold water and it feels horrible at first, but eventually you get used to it, the water doesn't change. The water temperature is the same, but you have adjusted to it. You have gotten used to it. It's the same thing with disgust. You have to jump into the pool of disgustingness, learn to tolerate it, and then OCD loses a lot of its power. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope you find the sparkle in everything you do, and I will talk to you again next Thursday. Take care.
When I first discovered Natasha, I was in a desperate place with my son, and his anxiety was getting worse, and we had tried counseling, and it was not going well.
We were told at that point, we can't help your son. Early intervention is great. He's too young.
Parenting a child with anxiety is not easy, and sometimes it feels hopeless.
First time we took her to a therapist, who then dismissed her after about a year and a half putting it down to bad parenting.
But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if you could join a community with parents in the same boat, with kids with similar struggles and issues? What if you could have access to resources that will help you with behavior and sleep and avoidance and opposition and fears? What if you can have somebody walk with you on your journey? Someone with clinical expertise and parental knowledge. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels, and I'm a child therapist and a mom to 3 kids. And I've dedicated my life and my career to helping kids with anxiety and OCD, including my own. And now I want to help you too. I have created the AT parenting community to do just that. When you join as a member of the community, not only will you get access to resources that will help you with your child's struggles and help your family reduce the chaos in their home, you're going to be joining a community of parents just like you, with knowledge, love, and support to give. You will get access to online classes that will help your child and your child's struggles. You'll also get bonus videos and podcast material made just for members. And I've got your kids covered too. You'll have access to a library full of worksheets and videos specially designed for your kids by myself and other therapists. But that's not the best part. You're going to be getting direct attention from me, and I will be giving you support in many different ways. I'll be doing Facebook Lives every single week in our private Facebook group, where members can go to talk and get support. I'll also be doing office hours in our private Facebook group. So once a week, you can ask me whatever you want. I'll be available for an hour to answer your direct questions. But if you need a little bit more support, I've got you covered too, because I will be doing coaching calls for those that need it twice a month. And for those that need even more support, I'll be doing once a month support group calls. And I'll be doing a member spotlight call. So I'll be picking one member every month, and I'll be walking them through the process of helping their children. And you'll have access to the replay and to that phone call as well. Raising a child with anxiety or OCD is hard, but together we can get through it.
Natasha gave us practical tools. She wasn't like the books that we had read.
If you have a child with anxiety or OCD, she is your go-to woman.
Natasha had practical real-life advice that we started implementing the day that we listened to them.
In a desperate time in my journey with my son, she has been a lifesaver. Her resources have given me hope, they've given me tools and support, and they're some of the best resources you can find out there for anxiety and OCD.